Did you know that the 1787 Constitution was drafted by 55 guys in wool underwear during a heat wave? And somehow that's still considered the gold standard for civic participation. Yeah, we treat it like the Constitution fell out of the sky, wrapped in a divine Costco-sized two-pack of wisdom and infallibility. The official mythology says ordinary Americans don't need to write the next Constitution. That's the job of experts, elites, and the usual suspects who've already run the system into a burning ditch. We're told that a modern constitutional convention would be chaotic, dangerous, or, my personal favorite, unpredictable. Because apparently, predictable part of our current institutional decay is just so much more comforting. Meanwhile, the founders, those same guys we treat like political Pokemon, argued constantly, called each other idiots to their faces, and still managed to write something that lasted longer than most gas station beef jerky. But now, in 2025, we're told you can't be trusted to sit in a room, read, think, deliberate, or, God forbid, draft a sentence, because you didn't go to Harvard or Yale, because you don't own a powdered wig, because you don't speak fluent crustacean legalese. Look, I'm a Marine vet with autism, which means I've spent my life calling BS out loud, usually at the worst possible moment. But even I can see that the myth that the people aren't qualified to write a modern constitution is not about competence. It's about control. Hell, ballot propositions already exist. Jury duty exists. Town halls exist. We already trust regular folks to decide who gets custody of the kids, who goes to prison, who can sell beer on Sundays. But rewrite the document that determines whether 330 million people get a functioning government? Whoa there, cowboy. Slow down. You might use common sense. No, what terrifies the political class isn't chaos. It's accountability. It's transparency. It's the idea that a nonpartisan citizens' assembly might actually close the loopholes, like demanding term limits, judicial reform, ethics rules, and checks and balances. Congress has a 13% approval rating. 13%. That's a number usually reserved for gas station sushi and Tinder dates who say, I'm between jobs right now. And yet, every time someone proposes a people-powered constitutional convention, Washington suddenly recoils like democracy just texted them an unsolicited deck pic. Meanwhile, lifetime judicial appointments, the monarchy cosplay branch of the government, they're treated like holy relics that no one's allowed to question. Term limits? Too radical. Ethics rules? Too partisan. Letting the public participate? Too dangerous. But letting 535 career politicians and a handful of lifetime appointees run the country into a ditch while corporate lobbyists ride shotgun? Totally normal. This is why we need citizens' assemblies. Because the people who broke the system are not going to be the ones who try to fix it. A people-powered constitutional convention isn't about letting every loudmouth on Twitter rewrite Article 2 in emojis. It's about distributed power, not centralized gatekeeping. Citizens' assemblies and participatory drafting create what we libertarians like to call the radical concept of accountability. So draft a new constitution in public, not behind mahogany doors. Use rotating citizen juries to propose, edit, and refine sections. Require transparency. Live stream every debate. Publish every draft. Add term limits for Congress and the Supreme Court, because institutional decay is a bipartisan sport. Enforce real ethics rules, like every civilian job already has. This isn't red team versus blue team. It's not cosplay patriotism. It's nonpartisan restoration. The kind the founders would have embraced if they'd lived long enough to see TikTok and corporate PACs mating like feral raccoons. The founders didn't build a museum piece. They built a prototype, a beta version. And prototypes get updated, especially when the modern operating system is crashing so hard it makes Windows 95 look like NASA hardware. Citizen assemblies are just saying maybe the people should write their own damn operating system. So here's the truth. If we're too scared to let Americans write the next Constitution, then we sure as hell shouldn't trust the people currently running it. What do you think? Should the next Constitution be written by the people, or by the same folks who broke the last one? Drop your thoughts. Roast me. Argue with me. I'm here for it. And share this if you think the founders' legacy deserves a 21st century update, not a 1787 museum tour.